Hello and welcome to Big Dumb Movie, where we discuss movies of the big dumb variety. I'm your host, Corey, and I'm here with my co-host, Steve.
Gah. Hi.
You alright, Steve?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, it's just me and Steve today. Alan is dead to me.
That's what he gets.
Yeah, I think I'm the only positive one here. This was pretty painful, as you can tell, for Steve.
Alan, I may never forgive your ass for picking White House Down. I'm serious, dude. Like, we'll be old as fuck and I'll be talking about this, dude. Dude, at your wedding, I'm gonna read a fucking speech about this. Like, it's never going away, man. I'm telling you.
Well, you're in for a treat based on that intro.
So, real quick, we lost an episode. Now, those of you that don't follow us on social media may not be in the loop. We did an episode on Pet Sematary 2. We watched it. We recorded it. I was editing it. I was making progress. And then suddenly, it's gone. And I'm talking gone.
You may as well be honest, man. He deleted it because of that horrible racial epitaph that Alan used.
It was like 5 minutes. I just went off.
I wouldn't delete that, trust me.
Right.
In fact, I'd use it against Alan at this point.
We're making you watch this movie?
No shit, bro.
Oh my god.
Fuck White House Down.
What have I done?
I'm getting sidetracked again. We're very sorry. Pet Sematary 2 is gone forever, unfortunately. I really spent a long time trying to recover it. It is not possible, unfortunately. So I'm very sad to say that that one is gone. At the end of Pet Sematary, we did do a hat pick, in which we drew Ghostbusters 2016, which Alan was not happy about.
No one's happy about that.
Well, true, sure. But Alan used his free pass and chose White House Down. And for those that don't know, that means that we have to do Alan's pick next, and then we'll do the hat pick. So next time, we're going to do Ghostbusters. This time we did White House Down. Good pick, Alan.
Yeah, I was pretty proud of that, based on how much you guys suffered.
This is a Roland Emmerich movie, and our listeners may remember Roland Emmerich from a previous episode we did. Alan, do you remember which one that was?
Con Air.
No. Close. It was Independence Day.
Yes. Who did Con Air?
I don't know.
Oh, that was Bruckheimer, wasn't it?
He produced it. Did Bay direct that one? I don't even remember.
No, I don't remember who directed it, unfortunately.
Okay. Independence Day.
Yeah, but Roland Emmerich did Independence Day, and he's done a lot of movies that I'm sure we'll talk about in the months and years to come. But, I mean, you guys probably don't pay as close attention to our YouTube channel as I do. By the way, if you're listening on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. But our Independence Day episode is pretty hated. Did you guys know that?
I did not.
No?
No.
Okay, so the Independence Day episode, I checked as of today, as of the date of this recording. It has 26 likes, 19 dislikes.
We still got more likes than dislikes.
Yeah, that's positive. So. We're in the green.
I mean, but that's a lot of dislikes.
It's my shit talking about Will Smith, probably. I stand by all of it, you salty bitches.
Yeah.
How about this, though? Space Jam?
She's going off.
Right.
Space Jam, 40 likes, 34 dislikes.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Also hated.
Well, it's the furry community lashing out.
Okay.
The furry and the Emmerich
I mean,
fans.
and this one's going to be self-explanatory. After Earth, 32 likes, 24 dislikes.
That one's a little closer.
This is more of the Will Smith defenders.
Yeah.
Jaden Smith fans.
Yeah,
There
the
it is.
JS fans. It's awful. Get over it.
It hurts my heart, but that's okay. You know what? At least we got some people that like it, and that's good enough.
Well, get ready. This one's going to get a lot of dislikes because we dislike this one.
I don't know. I think people hate this movie. I can only assume they do. You know, like people don't like this, right?
You can't imagine like a person who like enjoyed this.
Well, I mean, I know the type, but they don't listen to our
like, this is
podcast.
unenjoyable.
So, as I was going through YouTube, I realized, we haven't really read our YouTube comments on air before. And I kind of wanted to start this show with that, maybe a little palate cleanser from White House Down. We all just watched it. So let's get that out of our minds for a minute. I'm going to read some of the comments we get. Now, we do get very frequent comments from Pappy from Spoilers and Josh the Review Dude. And they're always positive and they're always really nice. I'm not going to read theirs, but they do leave a lot of great feedback. And thank you guys if you're listening.
Read us the worst ones.
So I'm going to read some comments here. This one is from our Hook episode. Again, this is a YouTube comment. This is from That Cousin Show. They said, "We're not saying it's his best in the least, but we still don't know why Steven Spielberg hates this flick. That scene where Peter learns to fly again is epic. Enjoyed the flashback to our childhood, guys. Keep it up.
Nice. I agree. I don't understand why he dislikes it that much either. It's really not that bad a movie.
Yeah,
Wait, I don't remember that. Spielberg said he didn't like that movie that much?
Yeah, we talked about that a bit on the episode. I know it was a while ago now, but yeah, Spielberg said it was like one of his least favorites.
Oh, shit.
Anyway, I thought that was a nice comment, and that's from a channel that's, significantly bigger than ours and took the time to listen, so thank you. This is another comment, and this is on the Little Giants episode. This is from a page called Amend the End. They said, "Hi, just discovered your channel. I like what you guys are doing. It's the perfect cross between analysis and casual conversation."
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
Now, this one here is from the 13 Ghosts episode. It's from a guy called Damien Del Callisto, or Castillo. He just says, "I like this movie," and has like a sad face.
Poor guy.
Oh, man.
Sorry, sir.
That one actually made me feel bad. 'Cause
Right.
We didn't give that a good review.
No.
But I thought we all kind of agreed we all still liked it.
There are parts of it I still like.
Even though we shit on it. Sorry, man.
Yeah,
I kind of responded to him, and I was like, "Hey, like what you like. It's all good, man."
It's like cottage cheese. I don't really like it, but every once in a while I'm in the mood for it. I don't know why.
I mean, you can make the argument every movie we hate somebody likes, but just do you.
Yeah, I mean the prequels.
Let's not go there right now.
Right.
All right, so here's one on our Independence Day episode, one that is, a lot of people have issues with our podcast on this movie. This is from McGem Latiyada, says, "WTF." That's it. That's the comment.
It's kind of hard to decipher.
On what?
Our Independence Day episode.
The whole episode, or like one
do you
thing
not
we said?
understand? Yeah.
They just said WTF. That's like their response to our podcast
Like
episode.
she's like upset we're trashed the movie, or like
You're gonna have to be more specific.
This
Yeah.
is WTF, guys. Come on. What's your response to this?
Ditto. WTF back to you. The hell's your problem?
WTF back to you, motherfucker.
Right.
All right. So here's the big one. This is the juiciest one I got. And
Okay.
you guys, you can respond to each accordingly, however you want.
hell yeah.
So this is on the Little Giants episode. This is Reynaldo Garza, who says, "I want to see the movie, not listen to a bunch of morons. Get a real job and a life. You guys suck."
Okay, well, I have a real job and a life of which this is part. And if you wanted to watch it rather than listen to us, then why didn't you go do that?
Hey.
Did you sit through the entire episode thinking what I really want to do is be watching this stupid movie? Fuck off then. Go rent the fucking movie. It's your problem.
Our
Talk to
podcast
me
is
like that.
better than this movie.
Yeah, also the podcast is better. So shut up.
Do you have anything to say?
Nah, Steve just roasted his ass. Sorry, man.
Well, I already did reply to this person on YouTube.
Hope it said exactly what I just said verbatim.
No, I said,
Middle finger emoji.
I think you could rent it on Amazon Prime. I don't,
Yeah.
I mean,
you should tell him that and then put a link back to
I think
this
maybe they
page.
were mad that in the comments or in the description of the video, we didn't describe how to watch it separately.
I'm not giving you
Like,
instructions
go
for that.
buy a DVD. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like the internet.
I mean, if you're on YouTube, you know how YouTube works.
You don't even need to know how to do. All you need to know how to do really is open your browser and type "how to watch movie" into the fucking URL. Like, just Little Giants. It'll take you right to it.
Yeah, that was a harsh one, though.
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay,
that was the
anyway.
harshest comment we've gotten so far. I'm sure more will come over time, but
Well,
I figured it'd be cool to spend a few minutes on our YouTube comments since we don't really do that on air.
thanks to all the intelligent people.
We can get all
recognizing-
fired up so we can trash this movie and get more hate comments.
Let's shift it gears again. Let's go back to Roland Emmerich. So, Roland Emmerich, Steve, does he have any good movies? Let's be honest here.
I mean, it like depends on your definition of good. I mean, you
What
know,
about acceptable?
Universal Soldier, Stargate, Independence Day, Godzilla, The Patriot. Stargate, I've got an odd soft spot for.
So you're just saying movies. Not all of these are good.
Wait a minute,
I mean,
The
some people would
Patriot,
say
though?
that some of those are good. Like, see, exactly. Some people really like The
Dude.
Patriot. I'm not a huge fan. I do like
Patriot
Stargate.
was legit.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm with Alan. I like The Patriot.
Yeah.
That's the one that I say, okay, you know what? He's done a good movie. Now, Stargate, there's a case to be made, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's awful. I think at the very least, I think it's sort of entertaining. But Day After Tomorrow was bad. 10,000 BC is bad. 2012 was bad. That's basically the same movie as Day After Tomorrow. I did that one basically twice. Like, the Independence Day Resurgence, that obviously was not good at all. Anyone would tell you that, I would think. Yeah, so, I mean, there's this, and it was bad. It was bad.
So really, what? The Patriot?
And maybe Stargate, depending on how you feel about it.
Surrogates? He did Surrogates?
Did he do Surrogates?
I thought you just said that. Never mind.
Oh, no.
No, he said depending on how you feel about it.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we'll give him like 1.5 good movies.
I mean, Surrogates wasn't a good movie, but...
No. No. Alan, what was the budget for this Emmerich film?
Budget for this movie? Okay. Dude, you guys are going to be blown away. The budget for this film was $150 million.
115 or 150?
150.
Okay. And did it make that money back?
It made 205.4. So it actually made quite a bit of money.
Okay.
On a pretty big budget, which I don't get how they went through that for this movie. I mean, there was a lot of effects, but 150 million?
Well, let me ask you guys this, because, we talked about how the budget, some of it goes to marketing. Do you guys remember the marketing for this at all? Because I don't remember seeing a single trailer. I just remember, hearing about it some point in my life. I don't remember the trailers or anything. I don't remember it being a big hyped movie.
I'm in the same boat as you. I just remember hearing about it, but I don't remember it, coming out.
I feel like I remember seeing bus stop posters and television ads, but maybe I'm just misremembering. It was 6 years ago,
though.
so...
Yeah, I mean, if anyone would have seen it, it's you. You're like the LA dweller. You're always cruising around LA,
true.
Looking at bus stop posters.
Right.
Yeah, you think Steve saw this? Steve didn't want to see this. I had to veto it for Steve to see this.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, I really never thought I'd have to sit through this.
And this came out the same year as the other one, Olympus Has Fallen, right?
Yeah, in fact, they're both based on the same book, which is really weird. Yeah.
I hate this. I hate that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, not only were they but for two different but vastly similar and bad adaptations of the same book to come out in the same year on film. But yeah.
I was asking Steve earlier, what's the term for that? Or is there a word for that? Where they make the double movie, but it's the same thing?
I don't know.
Yeah, I've never heard of a term for that before.
Everyone knows they do it. Everyone knows what it is. Is it called something? Or
you mean how there's a lot of movies and there's two similar ones that come out at the same time with similar
exactly.
Mission to Mars and Red Planet.
Bugs,
exactly.
Ants Life, or Ants and Bugs Life.
Ants Life.
Armageddon, Deep Impact, or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what the term for that is, but yeah, I mean, we see it a lot, and this is the key example, and it's no one wanted these movies. I don't think at that time. I don't know anyone that saw them. They weren't really talked about. They're not really remembered fondly, as far as I know.
Nah, I've never heard anyone say Olympus Has Fallen was awesome. It's one of my favorite movies.
Then again, I mean, it's still getting sequels, so what the fuck do I know?
This is all studio
I
shit.
don't believe that that's even true.
This is just part of the machine.
You don't believe that it's true, bro? I mean, I think it's in theaters now.
I do. I believe you. I believe what you tell me. It's but I can't. I'm having difficult processing it.
Because it's artificial, dude. This is just the studios and the economy and the money.
How do you make
They're
a
just
sequel
pumping
to
out
this?
movies because it's just money.
How many times does the White House fall?
No, I think
the current sequel is called
happens.
Angel Has Fallen. That's the current one that's out right now.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Fucking an angel fell. I don't know, bro. Have you seen the movie
you
Michael
gotta
with John
see
Travolta?
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
yes. I've also seen the movie Powder with a bunch of people whose names I can't remember.
Oh, that was a weird
Jeff
one.
Goldblum's in that movie, bro.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, man.
And probably Lance Hendrickson.
Lance Hendrickson, a constant mark of mediocrity. He seems cool, though.
Okay.
He was in Aliens, though.
I was going to say, okay, exactly. When I think of him, I think of Aliens.
Aliens is awesome. He was also briefly in 3.
And he was briefly in Super Mario Brothers, the movie.
Wait, was he?
Yeah, it was at the very end. He was the fungus guy in human form.
Oh, yes. Durr. Yeah, you're right.
Well, we've danced around it long enough, fellas.
We got to get to it. Let's just
Oh, my God. Yeah,
get
we
through the
haven't
torture.
started talking about
Look,
this
Steve's
yet.
already dreading
Yeah, I
it.
want to be done already. Let's do this.
We just killed time to make Steve more miserable.
Right?
All right, White House Down.
2013.
2013.
It's a movie. Good night, folks.
Well, we'll see you next time. If you want to email us, visit our YouTube page.
It stinks. Like
It stinks. Oh, I missed The Critic. I like that show.
All right. I don't really know how to go about this. Steve, why don't you tell us about our principal characters? Who are our main people in White House Down?
Okay.
Who do we got?
I'm probably going to have trouble remembering all the character names, but like the most main character is John Cale, and he's played by Channing Tatum. He's divorced. He's got a daughter who's 11. He is a veteran who previously fought in Afghanistan, and he is on the security detail for the United States Speaker of the House, who gave John the job because John saved his nephew while serving in Afghanistan. He wants to be on the Secret Service, on the Presidential Guard detail, and he manages to arrange to get an interview for a position to do that. He also manages to arrange through someone he knows to get passes for a special White House tour, which he intends to take his daughter on. Because she's an enthusiastic, I don't even know what to call her. She's an enthusiast of the White House, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
She knows lots about the White House and the president, although she only actually ever demonstrates the shallowest of knowledge and only very, very briefly at the beginning of the film. And it does not come into play at all. Like at the beginning of the movie, I was like, this little girl's going to know how to find hidden tunnels or something.
They're setting things up for this kid, right?
Yeah, exactly. And
I
then
mean, they set up
nah.
that the dad missed her talent show where she was like performing some kind of like color guard flag waving bullshit. And that, obviously when they say that, it's going to come back.
Also really miscast for that kind of girl. Like the girl that played the daughter was fine, but it does not seem like the type that would be doing flag routines and stuff. They didn't dress her right. Didn't have the right appearance for that type of, I don't know.
That's what you're focused on?
No, that's just one of many, many
I didn't even give a
I mean,
fuck about that. I was like, this movie sucks.
Alan, why don't you tell us a bit about our president in this movie? Who's he played by? What's his name? What is he?
So it's Obama played by Jamie Foxx.
It's not really Obama.
I mean, it is, but it's not.
Oh, see, it is, but it's not, but it is, but it's not. Played by Jamie Foxx with 2 X's.
Mr. Fox.
Excuse me.
Alan's made me sick.
Yeah.
So it's like President Walker, is that right?
Yes, Walker, what's his name? I already forgot.
But he's Obama, right?
Yeah, he's Jamie Foxx, Obama. And he's supposed to be the president. God, there's like no quality to him. He's just the president. Like what? What is he?
Well, he has Lincoln's watch.
Okay.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, and okay, we can mention that, but like I don't even know how to describe him. Like, what's his character?
I don't know. He's
He has,
got
like,
Lincoln's
no-
fucking watch.
He has
okay?
like no character build up. He's just the president.
I mean, do any presidents really have any character?
He wants to change things.
I guess, yeah, he's supposed to be like altruistic, or he's like for the good guy. I don't know. It's stupid.
All right. I mentioned this. I gotta say it. He's got a watch. Apparently, Abe Lincoln's wife gave it to Lincoln.
Yes.
Somehow got in his hands. He wears it right over his heart.
He's obsessive with Lincoln. Like, his favorite thing to do is have the presidential helicopter flying past the Lincoln Memorial. And he's got this watch that, Mary Todd gave to Lincoln. She's like, how the fuck did you end up with that?
It doesn't matter. They don't explain it.
I mean, really, that's kind of the recurring theme through the rest of this film is none of this matters. We don't care. Here's some shit.
Here's stuff that happens.
Here's some
Things
shit.
are. He has
Right.
the watch. Okay, let's next.
Now, James Woods is also in this movie. I want to ask you guys, how long did it take you to realize that James Woods was going to be the villain?
36
Immediately.
seconds. Yeah.
During the opening credits, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, all right.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
James Woods is, he's like the leader of or Secret Service. He's in charge of them.
And he's retiring. This is like his last day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, oh, he's been there for like 25 years, and they're throwing him a little party, but he's like super professional, and it's his last day, and they're guarding the president.
That's right. Now, pretty much everything takes place in the White House, and all our characters get there pretty quickly. There's that tour going on, and Channing Tatum, who's Cale, shows up with his kid Emily, and they go on the tour. cruising around the White House. They have a little interaction with the president. This is, before shit goes down. Which, I mean, shit goes down pretty quickly. I'll say that. They, get things moving. But what do you guys think of the president's little talk with the daughter?
Oh.
About her YouTube page or her blog?
Yeah, she has, a YouTube channel. She's like, oh, Mr. President, can I ask you a question? And he's like, oh, sure. He thinks she's going to ask, what his favorite color is or some inane shit.
She asks him about, his Middle East policy or something.
The undercurrent here that they only touch on lightly is that he's unveiling a policy to just completely remove the U.S. from the Middle East. And it's a very contentious thing that's being fought about, and some people within government are not happy about it. So she grills him.
Mr. President, can I ask you a question for my YouTube channel?
I guess that'll be all right. What's your name?
Emily Kale.
Emily Kale. Go ahead and shoot.
Okay.
I'll look on that thing. Huh? I wasn't ready for a press conference.
How do you expect 22 Arab nations with different regional and religious interests to agree on a single treaty, especially given the newly erupting conflicts between the Shiites and the Sunnis in southern Pakistan?
Wow. Tough question. To be honest with you, I don't know. Whether they'll agree or not, I'm not sure, but I gotta try. Because the day we stop believing that different people can come together is the day we've given up on the world, and I'm not ready to do that. What I am ready to do is give a little girl a shout out on a YouTube blog. Hi folks, my name is James W. Sawyer, and I'm here with Emily Kale and her video blog. Check it out. All right, guys.
She's basically like, how the fuck do you expect this will actually work? And he basically just gives her a BS, I have hope type answer, and then moves on to endorsing her as a vlogger.
Yeah, things will work out. Don't worry about it, kid.
Right?
Your fucking generation's doomed.
She was kind of pretentious with that question, though.
Now, the kid gets separated from the party. She has to go to the bathroom, so she wanders off. The tour is kind of going on, and Channing Tatum's with them. And we start to see there's some shady guys, including Jason Clarke and some other guys that are working on the movie theater.
John Connor.
No. I mean, is he John Connor though?
I mean, no. But no.
I said the same thing when we recorded our T2 episode. Eddie Furlong and Michael Edwards are the only two people who I will ever acknowledge as being John Connor.
He's not.
Okay.
He's
if
not
you like
John
Michael
Connor.
Edwards as John Connor, name one line he says.
He doesn't say any lines.
Fine. Steve, if he's not John Connor, he's still the T-3000.
Oh my god. It's true.
Is it the 3000 that he's supposed to be, or he's nanobots?
Yeah, with the nanobots.
The Nanonator.
The T-3000.
How can we up the female one? What's better than that?
The female one was
TX,
stupid.
That thing was the stupidest.
And they went and tried to build on that. Now he's a 3000.
New one in Dark Fate looks like a variation on Christina Loken. It's really terrible. Let's talk. Well, you know what? I'd rather talk about White House Down.
Sorry. No.
All right. Well, let's get to the incident.
Alan chose this movie. That's the incident. How dare you, sir?
There is an explosion that these guys have arranged, right? So these guys that look kind of shady, including Jason Clarke, they're kind of setting up some mechanical shit. They think they're just repairmen or whatever, but they blow up the top of the Capitol building, right?
One of the henchmen, they disguise themselves as AV guys, they're working on the president's personal theater. So they're supposed to be AV guys working on the theater. And one of them is a janitor or a push cart, and he leaves it in the middle of the lobby, and then that has the bomb on it.
Yeah. And I mean, as soon as that goes off, these guys are just running through the Capitol building and the White House, just gunning everyone down, right?
There's a pretty poor CGI explosion. A lot of the CGI in this is shockingly bad.
Oh yeah, it is really bad.
Yeah.
Considering how good the big building blowouts were in ID4, it's sort of let down they couldn't at least meet the mark again here years later.
And this was 150 million. And the first CGI you get as bad as this part when the first explosion. This is what sets it off.
He'd blown up the White House Model 94 was great. It's one of the biggest highlights of that movie.
Yeah.
Fucking A, same dude.
Yeah, so this is what starts it, and the CGI is already bad.
Now, I mean, the next bit is just chaos. And you know what? The rest of the movie is really just chaos until the last 2 minutes. So
can we just jump to talking about the last 2 minutes?
I'm going to try to weave my way through this as best I can.
You don't even know where to go from here. You're just what's going on?
There's guys killing everybody, right? These guys, they get the armory weapons. They're just killing everyone that's there. that works for the president. So like all his, the people under him and his Secret Service just getting gunned down left and right.
They're taking hostages.
Taking hostages, mainly people from the tour of the White House that was going on. And there's a betrayal that happens. This is kind of like a big reveal, except it's not.
Dun, dun, dun.
And this is that James Woods was the villain the whole time.
Oh my God.
Yes. They get the president down to the PEOC.
What is the PEOC?
I already fucking forgot. Something Operations Center. Personal Emergency Operations
What
Center.
is this room?
I don't know. It's basically like their safe room.
Yeah, it's like the world's craziest safe room specifically for the president of the U.S.
Like if this shit happens, that's where they're going.
I have no idea if one really exists. That's just the way they set it up in the movie. I wouldn't be surprised.
It does.
I would think you're right. I would think something similar to it at least exists because, what if
the
shit building gets taken over or whatever? Yeah.
So they're taking this like super secret safe room, and then that's where James Wood betrays him.
And do you remember what he says?
Martin!
Consider this my resignation.
Oh, God. That's really some bottom tier writing right there.
I know, man. There are so many stupid one-liners in this. Unfortunately, I couldn't write them all down, but suffice to say, the cringe is heavy.
Yeah, that was pretty cringy, and here's our first twist. We all knew it was James Woods, but now he's the bad guy.
Yeah. And this is where, like, Kale kind of goes off on his own, and he saves the president at the last minute, and they're together for a lot of this movie.
But we forgot that his daughter got separated because remember she had to go to the bathroom. So she separated when all this went down.
No, we mentioned that. I think, right?
I thought we did.
Oh, okay, yeah, but he's trying to rescue her. He's the good dad.
James Woods has a grudge against the president for some reason, right, Steve?
Yeah. Well, you find out that the president was like personally coordinating and running a military op that this guy's son was a part of, and the son ended up dying. So now James Woods has got this like
vendetta.
Yeah, vendetta against the president because he blames the president for the fact that his son died. You never really find out what the nature of the mission was or why the kid ended up dead. May not have really been the president's fault at all, but
then it turns into him like launching nuclear weapons. It goes like beyond that.
Well, like I don't really understand where this goes from there because like in The Rock, for instance, Ed Harris's character wants money, but he wants the money to be dispersed as compensation for soldiers who fought in combat who he feels got screwed by the government for their service. So at least you're given, okay, that makes sense, It may not be the greatest storyline ever, but at least you can make sense. Like, I get why he wants this. In this movie, it's like this dude's plan for revenge is ultimately to take over the U.S. government's nuclear missile arsenal and launch them at other countries. He wants to launch them at Tehran and Moscow and Beijing. And like, why? Why are you doing that?
When you mentioned it, around this time, there's a small reference to money. And there's a small scene where it shows them, they're like, we got to move the money because the shit's going down. And there's a couple shots where it shows them like loading money into a truck.
Yeah.
But then it's never mentioned again. They never get the money. It's just like totally lost. They mention money very briefly and then they all forget about it.
He does ask for a bunch of money. So it's like, I guess maybe that ultimately they were going to escape and split the money up. But like,
so it was about money.
Yeah. But then why is he launching these missiles? And then also you find out during the course of the film, I don't care if I wrote it.
What happened to the money? No,
you find out during the course of the film that his character's got a huge brain tumor and isn't going to live more than another few months. So it's like, why? Well, then what good's the money going to be? Yeah.
They just threw the money in there just to like throw it in there, but it didn't fit in the story at all.
None of it fits. Like, why is he launching nukes at Tehran? Like, what does that have to do with your son? I don't get it.
He's trying to start World War III.
Right?
They do say that at some point.
Right?
That he's trying to start World War III.
And why?
Okay, that part, actually, as shitty as it sounds, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought that kind of made sense because he's basically just trying to, like, end the world. Like, fuck the U.S. and everybody. I thought he was just going, like, Joker.
He just wants it all to burn because he's angry about his son?
Yeah. I mean, that kind of makes sense, right? Isn't that like the best revenge? Like, you just fuck everybody up.
I mean, look, I don't have a better pitch, so I'll accept it. But
I don't know. I thought that made sense.
We haven't talked about Maggie Gyllenhaal, but she is in this movie. She plays, you guys probably didn't catch her name. I had to write it down. Finnerty.
Oh, that's right.
Terrible name.
No good, right? But she's there like off-site, like trying to help. I don't really care. Like, you know, it cuts to her and she's like, we got to help them. We got to set up a phone call.
She's basically playing Maggie Gyllenhaal. That's more or less her character in like 5 other movies.
Yeah, she's just like in the command room, like relaying messages, or she's like just supporting them barely.
She's always like this concerned, pseudo-involved character. Like,
yeah.
Well, there's a couple of scenes that happen that I think are kind of funny. So there's like a part where the president like levels up in a way, like when they're going through and they're like running from these guys and they have their little mini action scenes. He like takes off his like nice dress shoes and he puts on some like Air Jordans, some like brand new like Nike Jordans. So that's pretty good, right? Do you remember like some guy like tries to like grab him while he's like walking and they grab his shoes and he's like, "Don't touch my Jordans."
Get your hands off my Jordans!
And he kicks him in the face. The guy that's like dying, because like one of the guys that got shot, but still grabbed him and he kicks him in the face. So congratulations, the one guy you got was already dying.
And he shoots someone later, but yeah. Channing Tatum, who's Kale, also levels up. Like, he takes out this, like, big guy, and then he gets, like...
Oh, he gets the ammo vest.
Yeah, he gets the ammo vest. He's got the big gun now. He takes his shirt off. You can see his muscles.
He's got the belt with the grenades and shit.
Kind of reminded me of the scene in the Thomas Jane version of Punisher where he fights the Russian.
I was thinking the same thing, because it's a big blonde Russian dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Punisher one was way better.
I don't know. It was alright.
That movie's shit.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that
love
scene's
movie,
okay,
dude.
but yeah.
And I rewatched it
shit.
recently. It's
Really?
bad.
Oh my god.
It's pretty bad overall, yeah.
Can I have a second veto?
No, you got 9 more movies to go before you can get another veto, bro.
Yeah. It's actually 10 after the one you picked.
That's true. So 10, there you go.
This. I'm going to remember the Punisher.
Don't. Forget about it.
Forget it. I'm going to make you watch the Garbage Pail Kids. You're going to fucking hate it.
No.
You just wait.
So, back into the plot. The little girl, she, like, takes some videos of these guys while they're, like, doing bad shit, I guess, and she puts it online, so they're kind of exposed to the world, because everyone just assumes it's, like, an Al-Qaeda takeover, right?
Yeah, they even literally say this is, like, the work of Al-Qaeda.
But they say it's not Al-Qaeda because they show the video footage and they're white.
Who is Al-Qaeda and why is he so angry?
You know, the guy, Al-Qaeda. Al.
Right?
Yeah.
He hates Hussein Obama or whatever.
Whatever the fuck that guy's name is.
Stupid president or whatever.
He's not the president. Alright, so what else happens here? So the president and Kale, they get down to like the tunnels beneath the White House and they're gonna get out of here. They're gonna escape, but Kale's like, no, I can't go without my daughter. I gotta go back.
So, like,
Of course.
lame.
I know. But it doesn't matter that he says that anyway, because then they just get chased out. There's this chase scene that happens. So they get in the Cadillac. Steve, tell us about the Cadillac.
Oh my god.
There's a name for it I can't remember anymore. Because like the presidential limo. But
Presidential limo is what they call it.
Called Cadillac One.
Yeah, I think that's what it is Cadillac One. And like basically it's a General Motors utility vehicle platform that they reinforce and then they drop an armored Cadillac DTS body on it. So it looks like a big hefty Cadillac, but it's really basically a truck underneath. And it's all heavily armored.
Puncture-proof tires and shit.
Yeah. And it gets beaten up quicker in the movie than I think it might in real life, but I'm not 100% sure. But basically it's designed to be just as secure as possible so the president can be moved around in it with reasonable amount of protection from an attack. And they managed to snipe one of these things, or I guess the one, from the White House garage, and that turns into a chase.
And the car that's chasing them, they got a Dan minigun.
They do have a Dan minigun.
Yeah, they're just like fucking just unloading on this thing. So I felt like after the amount of rounds it took, like when it started to take damage, I don't know, I felt like that was enough.
You know, when Dan designed the first minigun, he really had no idea what he was doing.
Old Dan.
Old Dan.
Now, the army does kind of get involved at this point a little bit.
Dan minigun know Al-Qaeda?
Shitty army.
Dan and Al, yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
What do you think of the army?
They suck and they don't do anything.
No, not the army in general. In this movie, Alan.
Oh, they suck and they don't do anything? They surround the White House, and when Channing Tatum says that they need an exit, one of the tanks starts rolling through the gate to like help him out, but then gets freaking immediately RPG'd. In a scene very similar to Die Hard, which I thought this movie reminded me of.
This movie referenced Die Hard multiple times.
And this is one of them when he shoots a tank from the roof. Remember in Die Hard when the vehicle tries to get to the building?
Yeah.
Same thing. They shoot the tank and then like,
There's
back
a part
off.
in this where Channing Tatum's in a white undershirt with the ammo and stuff on. That's supposed to be a McClane reference.
Yeah. So they bring up one tank and it gets blown up.
So this is like the Die Hard of the modern age, in a way.
No.
No, I mean, don't
No.
say that.
I mean, that's what you're kind of saying, though.
In like the worst way possible.
This is marginally
the Die Hard imitator.
yeah, I mean, this is a little bit less fun to watch than Mariah Carey's movie Glitter. So,
what do you guys think about when they're in the limo and they find like an RPG or like some kind of big ass gun inside the limo? And they give it to Obama.
The
and
president goes hanging out the window with it.
He like hangs out the window and he's like firing at motherfuckers.
Because look, now he's like tough, or he can go when it gets tough, he can fight back, but he doesn't know what he's doing really. He's never shot a rocket before.
Do you think Obama jerks off to that scene?
I mean, I doubt it.
He wishes he could have done that.
Yeah.
Shot a rocket from the car on the White House lawn.
There's still time, Obama.
Have you guys ever seen the movie They Live?
No.
No, actually. I know about it, but I've never seen it.
You really should. You'd love it. Even Alan might find it entertaining. But anyway, so, Keith David, this dude Keith David's in it, and you'd know his voice, I would bet. He does the voice of the president in Rick and Morty.
Are you still here? Shouldn't you be going down to your next version of Earth with your selfie-craving star sidekick? Whoa!
Okay.
And he's been in dozens of movies. He's got this really gravelly voice. I think they should have cast him to be the president in this movie, and they should have just let him go nuts with it. Because I think like an unhinged president that goes super vigilante in this scenario played by him would have been amazing.
Maybe that's the other one. Maybe that happens in Olympus Has Fallen.
I doubt it.
Maybe.
If he's in it, I'll be a lot happier with it, though. I like him.
Oh my god, this is going to sound so dumb. Who's the Allstate guy? And he was in Heat?
Oh, he's also the captain or whatever. He's Kiefer Sutherland's boss on 24.
He's the president.
The president on 24.
Yeah, he should have been the president, dude. He was already the president.
I like him, too. I like Keith David better, but he's cool.
Dude, what's his name? Dennis Haysbert.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, dude. He was already the president in 24. And he was way better than Jamie
Keith
Foxx.
David's the president in Rick and Morty.
Okay, look, Jamie Foxx sucks as president.
Well, after this whole chase scene, Jamie Foxx like kind of runs into a building with Kale, and the building gets blown up, but they get away. But the president's like presumed dead for a while in this movie, right? So the vice president, who earlier got on to Air Force One and got out of there, he is now the new president. So we got like our first president switch.
Now, I have to bring up a point which I almost totally forgot about. This is a very good point. Is before this, kind of when it first starts, one of the henchmen, which I think is Jimmy Simpson, is like with the hacker guy. And he goes to like the basement and starts controlling all the computers. And they show him like downloading something. And eventually they show it completed. But they never bring that up, or they never say what it was. It never has any relevance to the entire plot, like what he was doing.
Well, they say
down
the
there.
Firewalls are down.
So
after
what
it
was
hits
he
100.
doing, though?
What was he doing, Steve?
They don't say.
I think you were half awake during this part.
Yeah, I was, sort of semi-conscious.
No, they don't say. Steve can't answer that.
No, the only real impression I got is that he's like deleting like the criminal databases and other information held by the federal government.
You're just guessing. They never tell us.
But at one point he does delete his own criminal record.
Okay, but what?
So, I mean, maybe that's what he was in doing. I mean, you're right. They never say. I'm kind of guessing, but it's like, it seems like he's
just
hacking.
doing some hacking shit.
He's hacking some kind of government memory bank and removing what's there is what it seems like to me.
But that has no relevance throughout the rest of the movie. They never come back to it.
They never explain to you how it ties into the rest of it. No. Unless, I don't know. I think I sort of got the impression at one point that what he was doing had loosely had something to do with their ability to control the launch system.
Yeah.
But I'm not really sure exactly how that's supposed to work.
I don't know. There's really too much shit going on.
Yeah, and they're inspecific about
and there's
it.
another Die Hard reference. Remember in Die Hard when he's in the basement trying to open the vaults? And he's like, hacking the computers, same kind of shit. The hacker guy's like in his own little world there, just hacking
Or in
everything.
the one where it's not Jeremy Piven, the guy who's the hacker in the fourth Die Hard.
Oh, Justin Long?
Yeah, but not him, the bad guy.
Oh, Timothy Oliphant?
Timothy Oliphant. That's the one. Yep. Yeah.
So there's an order that's given around here. The vice president says, all right, just fucking blow up the White House.
Oh, Rule 34. I know that one.
Yeah, that's what he says. He says, all right, I'm calling Rule 34.
Oh, wait, which is the one to kill all the little Jedi kids.
66.
There you go, Order 66.
He executes Order 66, which is basically send in all the CGI helicopters you have to blow up the White House, right?
Oh, that was really bad.
How'd they look, Alan? I mean, come on.
They look like bad.
Like a
I don't
video
even know
game.
how to explain, like, early 2000s. Like, just really,
This movie was made in 2013, everybody.
what's it, when he takes you out of the movie, like, not jarring, but it was really, it's like,
Like, breaks the reality.
yeah, breaks
of it.
the reality, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's just shitty
Were they too
CGI.
close to the ground, Steve?
Much.
But they weren't really there, so you can't... How can they be too close to the ground?
Yeah, I
you know?
mean, yeah, they were positioned digitally too close to the ground.
Oh, man. All right, so one of the helicopters actually crashes into the building, because these guys, they got something called
Javelins.
javelins, and these are like anti-aircraft, like RPG, I don't know what they are, but
Surface to air missiles.
surface to fucking air missiles, goddammit.
Corey, you've seen the original Ghost in the Shell, right?
Yes.
You know, at the end, when Kusanagi's in the ruins of the Natural History Museum with the Tachikoma tank that's being controlled by the puppet master,
Yeah.
and she has the helicopter that dropped her there shoot out that glass roof, and all the glass falls in. That's a really cool scene. I'd rather think about that.
You think about that, Steve. Meanwhile, a horribly rendered CGI helicopter does crash into the White House. And you remember we were talking about those tour guests, right? So there's like a bunch of tourists, and then there's like the tour leader.
Oh,
The
yeah.
helicopter blade like crashes into the room that he's in and lands like 1 inch away from his face. Like not even like an inch, like a millimeter
Yeah,
away
like
from
it was
like,
about to kill him.
like the tip of his nose.
just in the nick of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, you know, it's a Roland Emmerich movie, isn't it?
It is, indeed.
That same like guy who ends up bludgeoning one of the guys to death with like a White House artifact.
That guy was like my favorite part of the movie until he had like the two cringiest lines in the history of mankind
He
within
killed
about
a guy
40
with
seconds
like
of each
a
other.
clock from like fucking the 18th century or something. Or whatever. He killed him like a clock. He like bludgeoned that guy.
Yeah, he took his ass out. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy is really the hero of the story. The tour guide.
He's the most entertaining character. I'll give him that much.
They probably didn't have a lot for this guy in the script. They thought it was kind of funny. They gave him more lines. It's the only thing I could think.
This second act like drags too. It just keeps going and going.
Yeah, there's just like so much shit going on. Like people are just getting shot. They're fucking ducking and hiding, and then they
Calling in orders.
there's in a fucking elevator shaft for 20 fucking minutes.
I'm normally like the first person to say, oh no, that film could have been half an hour longer. I would have sat through more of it. The arc felt too compressed. Like, I'm the type of person who's happy to sit through a 3 or 4 hour long movie. And this was like the opposite experience for me. It felt like there was 45 minutes of just unnecessary pad there. This could have been a 90-minute movie for sure.
They're going from like wing to wing, like, oh, now we're in the basement. Now we're back in the kitchen.
Which would have been awesome if
Like,
they could have
fuck.
kept it interesting and like tense. And instead I was like, just fucking get there already. God damn it.
Oh, now they're back
Like,
on the third floor. Like they're just
right?
going like from place to place.
Yeah, it's like we're on the lawn for a little while. Now we're at the pool. Now we're in the pool house.
Right.
All right, now we're back in the White House again.
Now we're in the basement.
Here's a bunch of places in the White House.
Yeah.
You know the secret tunnels that JFK smuggled Marilyn Monroe under? Yeah, we're there. They do exist.
But they found us, so get back upstairs.
Yeah.
Like,
Get to the roof.
Yeah, now we gotta go to the roof.
yeah, just fucking place to place. It dragged as fuck. Even I was like, what is going on?
There's a part where Channing Tatum, when he meets up with that tour guide, and we were talking about those stupid lines. The first line that happens is when the tour guide, like, kills the guy and he says, "Stop hurting my White House."
Stop hurting my White House! German mantle clock. Empire style.
Oh, yeah.
Stop hurting my White House.
And then Kale, like, gives him a gun after that, like a shotgun. And he, like, pumps the shotgun. And he says,
You heard the man? Tour's over.
Yeah.
that's the point when I'm not kidding about this. We stopped the movie and we all just, like, sat there in silence and we're, like, thinking and just, like, with our, like, hands in our palms, just, like,
It's horrible.
or with our faces in our palms.
Yeah. Both of you look like you were getting like headaches. I thought you guys were like physically hurting. Like,
it does. It hurt my brain.
You guys are like rubbing your foreheads like, I need to fucking stop this. Like,
I think I've got a brain tumor. I've had to sit through this.
And
this movie could have been a security guy played by Danny Trejo helping a president played by Keith David escaping the White House. That would have been fucking awesome.
starring Kevin James
No.
as Mom
I
3.
I blame a lot of this on, like, Roland Emmerich. It's, like, very Roland Emmerich-y.
Yeah.
With, like, these really cringeworthy one-liners and, like, this really, like, long and boring. I mean,
Like a predictable plot.
I was reminded of Independence Day in a lot of ways, and that's not great because,
Nope.
I mean, I had a fondness for Independence Day for a long time in my childhood, but when we rewatched it, I was like, no, this movie ain't it, man.
Yeah, no, it's true. I liked it for several years after it first came out, and then sometime around like the 7 to 8 year mark, I was like, well, wait, what was wrong with it? This really is not very good.
That was still better than this, though. At least.
Yeah, it was.
We get some more cringe. We get the pen is mightier than the sword. Steve, what is that all about?
Whatever happened to the pen is mightier than the sword.
I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. The he's like, the pen is mightier than the sword, which is a real expression, but
He had a gun.
Normally when someone says that ironically in a movie, it's like moments before they stab someone in the eye with a fountain pen or something, and instead he was handling like a 9mm handgun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all a setup, though, for, like, after that, they have, like, a tussle. The president grabs a pen and stabs him, and he says, like, the pen is mightier than...
Yeah, so they had a line that makes no sense to set up a joke about the pen after the fact.
Like, they made a joke about the line that made no sense.
Yeah, they should have waited until the end of the fight and had the president say the pen is mightier than the gun or something. And it just... Do something like, different than what you did.
Steve's right. Like, when he puts it like that, it was just so out of place. Like, why did he fucking say that? It just leaves you, like, wondering, like, what?
Right? Yeah, you're
like,
holding a gun.
Yeah.
That's
like,
neither a sword nor a pen.
And nothing happened. He was just kind of, like, talking to himself. He's like, oh, the sword is mightier, the pen is mightier than the sword. Like, nothing happened.
He needs one of those, like, rotating games you give the 2 and 3 year olds where it's like, here's the monkey and it goes, whoa, whoa, here's the cow and it goes, moo.
You gotta, like, match it up.
Yeah, you gotta match it up, right? You know, sir, this is a gun. Let me show you on the chart.
The gun goes bang.
Yeah, exactly. The gun goes bang. You know, pen writes on paper. You understand the difference between shoots people and writes things?
Well, this guy doesn't.
Right.
And he says that and it just left us confused.
I mean, the point we're at is kind of near the end of the movie, so I'll talk about some of the final things that go down.
Thank God.
Right.
So there's Kale versus Jason Clarke, whose name I don't even remember. Stens.
T-3000.
Yeah, I mean, they have their fight. Meanwhile, the president is fighting James Woods. Those two things are going on simultaneously. Obama v. Woods. You know, fucking in the octagon.
I think the current president, James Woods, want to make out.
Who do you think would win in an actual fight? Barack Obama or James Woods?
Obama.
You think so?
I think Obama's, like, if you're fighting fair, Obama wins. I think James Woods would get dirty as fuck, though.
He's too old, dude.
No, I think he'd throw shit in Obama's eye and then blame it on him.
He'd do like the Three Ninjas. He'd put like the powder in the eyes.
Right?
Yeah.
Be like
Kick
fucking
him in the nuts.
Dale from King of the Hill. Shah, throw pocket sand right in your face. Like, fucking.
Well, they don't do any of that, and they just kind of tussle around for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. And
pretty stupid.
Again, it's intercut with Kale and Jason Clarke. What'd you think of Jason Clarke's death? Do you remember specifically how he died? It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool. But before we talk about how he died, these fight scenes were just really low effort and really boring. There was nothing to these fight scenes. These were like, if you could just picture like the cliche action Michael Bay, Emmerich, just fight scenes where they're just grunts and they're punching each other in the face and they're going over tables, and it was just the laziest fight scene. Like, there's nothing memorable about them. They fought just because it's part of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cuts, and I mean, it's not choreographed super well, but it's because it's not exactly a martial arts showdown. It's just like two guys just kind of like scrapping for the control suitcase or whatever the fuck it is.
But Stens, eventually, after all their grappling and 10 minutes of them fighting and punching each other, Channing Tatum gets the upper hand and then puts like a belt of grenades around him and pulls the pin.
On like all of them, I think, right? Doesn't he like pull a bunch of pins?
I don't know. I thought I saw him pull one.
Okay. Well, he blows the fucking guy's head off.
Yeah, he basically pulls the pins and then runs, and the guy's like, no.
For all the death in this movie, it is a PG-13 movie, so it's very watered down. Like, there's not the amount of blood that there should be in this movie. Like 500 people fucking die in this movie.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they figured this was like for like 13 to 16-year-olds or something.
You know, when you mention that, you're right, dude.
Because teenagers are fucking idiots. They like everything.
Super watered down. And actually, that's probably part of the problem. It felt like nothing mattered. Like, people were just dying like nothing. And like, when people get shot, it's like, oh, he's gone. Like, okay. And they never showed anyone like bleeding out. They never showed anyone like in pain. It was just like, the movie keeps going while people die.
Steve was just saying how this is like a teenager movie. Yeah. You know what? My take is, this is a fucking rehab movie. Have either of you guys ever been to rehab?
I've been in a rehab facility before.
Okay, well, this is the kind of movie that late at night, when it's TV time, everyone be sitting watching this fucking movie super into it. This is a rehab movie. This movie was made for rehabs. I'm fucking convinced now.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, I guess, I don't know, you've been sober for 48 hours. What are you going to do? Like,
watch some shitty movie.
Torture yourself. Feel really bad.
No, I feel like people in rehab would enjoy this, but yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's another twist. I don't know if we talked about it. So the vice president's plane gets taken down, and I thought the vice president was going to live because the plane gets like the wings shot off, and then the plane's like lowering to the ground, and then off screen they're like, "Oh, he died." Like
that was super lazy.
Like that to me, it looked like the half the plane was just like burnt. And I was like, that was everyone on the plane's dead.
Who was the other chick that was on the plane that he was like involved with?
I was like Gambit's friend that like got him the interview at the beginning.
Oh yeah, that was the chick he knew that got him the passes and stuff.
She just died too. Like she's gone. Yeah, that was so stupid.
Yeah, Channing Tatum's friend. Now, Channing Tatum, you guys, has he ever been in a good movie?
I'm trying to think. I'd have to pull up his resume, but not that I can think of.
Wasn't he in Remember the Titans?
No.
What football movie was he in?
Remember the Titans wasn't good.
Holy dare you! I watched that like 100 times.
There goes our fan base.
Right?
God damn it, Steve.
Look, neither was Varsity Blues.
Oh no, he was in Coach Carter.
Oh, okay. That's
a true
true.
Masterpiece.
I'm sorry, guys. That one just doesn't do it either.
He hasn't been in a good movie, I don't think, right? At least none that I've seen.
None that I can think of. I mean,
I don't like comedies, so I haven't seen those Jump Street movies.
Okay, a lot of people like those. I've watched the first one. It's not horrible, like unwatchably bad, but I couldn't get into it.
A lot of females seem to like Magic Mike.
I heard Magic Mike was funny, but I don't like comedies, so I don't see those kind of movies.
Okay. I actually know. Okay, here's a real answer. He was in Foxcatcher, and that was a really good movie.
There you go. That was a good movie.
That was actually a really good movie. I'll give him one at least.
Do you think Gambit's ever going to come out? That movie that's been fucking in pre-production or planning for like 8 years?
I really hope at this point it doesn't. I don't think they've got more than another few more years in the MCU before they have to reboot it again. And I'm hoping that once that happens, X-Men will be brought back into the fold properly and he'll get included. So I really am hoping they don't do it like that.
You don't think it's him that plays Gambit?
I hope not.
All right, cast Gambit. Go.
That's a tough one, man. I'm not sure I have someone picked out off the top of my head. I just know I don't want it to be Channing Tatum.
He was in Step Up 2, The Streets.
Oh, fuck, you're not helping his case.
Now, look, I know he's Batman, so he probably can't do it, but, I mean, Robert Pattinson has really been on a roll.
Oh, he was in The Hateful Eight.
Some people...
Good point.
Hateful Eight's a good one. I mean, if they made that movie in 1994, 95, solid chance Van Damme would have been Gambit. Which at the time wouldn't have been an awful choice, but Well, on
because
acting
of the
ability, it would have
accent?
been.
Is that where you're going with this?
Well, the accent and the physique, but I mean, he wouldn't have been able to act the part. But I don't think it would have been bad on like in terms of aesthetic casting choice. But
okay, would that have been before or after the double team with Dennis Rodman?
Oh God, dude.
that was like the end of anyone being willing to hire
That
Van Damme. It would
stupid
have had to be
fucking
before
cover.
that.
All I can picture is that like, cover.
Dude,
They're,
there
like,
is a
back to
part in
back.
that movie where they drop out of a plane in a giant basketball.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, bro. And the thing is, and I can't
Wait,
deny
is
this.
that in the hat?
Hey, quiet you.
Oh, is it?
No.
God, it better not be.
No, it's not. And I don't want it to be.
I will veto doing this podcast.
That's a good way to get Steve to quit.
Right?
I thought Double Team was the coolest fucking movie I'd ever seen when I was in 3rd grade. No shit. I rented it from the video store, and me and my cousin, we like, this is so badass. This is as badass as it gets. I was the little dipshit that day.
Fuck you, you little dipshit.
I was a huge Van Damme fan growing up. I mean, I was past it by the time that movie came out. I'm older than you are, but I mean, for a long time, I watched the hell out of his films, a huge chunk of his films, and my father had a lifelong friend who's a film editor, film and television editor, who edited some of Van Damme's movies. So every time I saw that guy as a kid, I thought that was the most fascinating thing ever. I wanted to know all about what Jean-Claude Van Damme was like in person and blah, blah, blah. And like, I think in person, he was actually a difficult, like kind of a douchebag for a long time.
Johnny Cage, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, back to White House Down. We're nearing the end.
Oh, thank God.
Do you guys remember how James Woods dies? It's pretty cool. So our two big bads, James Woods and his henchmen, they both die in pretty good ways.
Shit, I already forgot.
All right. So James Woods is in the room with the president, right? Channing Tatum drives through the wall in a big truck that has a fucking Dan minigun mounted on it. He goes up to the minigun and just fucking miniguns him to death. Like, I don't know, fucking 5 meters away. Like, just boom, into mush.
Yeah, he pulls the move from Rambo 4. When Rambo gets in the back of the truck and then turns it into the cab and just fucking blasts that guy. But this one was
it's
way
better in Rambo 4.
This one was very extremely watered down. And actually, it's kind of ridiculous because that's a good point to say it was watered down because, like you said, when they show it, he unloads that minigun into him. Like, that guy should have been, like, paced or just, that would have been a fucked up scene. But he just kind of, like, bends over like, oh, you got me.
Yeah, it's kind of like a really, like, zoomed out shot of, like, just like the body laying
after he
there.
shot him, like, 90 times or some shit.
How bad is the situation when you're saying Rocky 4 did it better? I mean, not Rocky 4, Rambo 4.
That was a sick scene, though, in Rambo 4.
Rocky 4 also did it better, though, even though there was no minigun. It was also
didn't
better.
even have this scene, but it did it better.
Rocky 4 did the big Russian guy better. I'll say that.
Yes, it did.
All right, so jets are coming in hot, right? They're going to blow up the fucking White House.
HAWT hot.
There's still civilians in there.
The whole stupid thing where they started, they're coming in at 8 minutes. And then throughout the rest of it, like, 6 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yeah,
1
20
minute
minutes
approaching,
later.
sir.
5 minutes left.
Yeah.
Great.
So, we got 30 seconds. We're approaching the White House now, and they're going to bomb the White House. And then...
But the kid has a special skill. She can stop planes from blowing up any building with her special flag skills that she used in the talent show.
But then it's like all she does literally though is wave it. Like that's not.
She doesn't do a trick. She doesn't like throw it up and catch it.
Exactly. There's no like batoning or like spins or like dancing to go along with it. I mean, not that I like any of that anyway, but literally all she does is just stand out there and wave it around.
We just talked about it. The Patriot, that's all he does. What's that scene where he waves the flag?
Yeah, but she is supposed to, like, this is planning and payoff. Like, they say earlier in the movie that she did a talent show for waving flags.
Her mom says she trained for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
She didn't train for 6 weeks just to wave a flag, unless she's on the spectrum. Like, I mean...
Hey.
She's not exactly making the color guard, I'll say that.
But she does stop the White House from being bombed.
But they see a kid waving the flags and they're like, fuck this. I'm not going to blow this place up. I don't want to do it.
Again, there were multiple times throughout this film where they ape something either from Die Hard or from The Rock. This is aping from The Rock at the end of the film where Nick Cage is screaming and yelling and waving his hands to try to get the jets to pull away instead of bombing the island.
Yeah.
Same shit. And then they do, and she saves the day. And
I mean, they would have just followed orders in real life. I don't think military has any qualms with killing kids.
Especially once you're 500 yards from the target. If you were told to bomb it, you bomb it.
Yeah, that's just it. You're not getting court-martialed for that shit.
Right.
And the president, like moments before, was shot like directly in the chest. Now that's just before James Woods died. So the president, again, is presumed dead.
Right.
Supposedly by the audience, you know, like we're supposed to think he's dead. But we called this at the beginning. That watch that he has that he wears over his heart.
Because they made a point to say it, like you guys said.
Yeah, so if they mention it, it's going to come into play later.
Yeah, and it's a Roland Emmerich movie, so it's going to... I mean, look, I'm just going to say this on record. Problem Child did it better.
I don't understand how you mean, but yes.
So, in Problem Child, John Ritter gets shot by fucking Kramer.
That's true.
And he has this old prune that was like hardened, that was passed down
generation
to generation,
right.
and it like catches the bullet in his chest. Dude. So Problem Child did it first. Problem Child did it better.
Back to the Future 3 did it best when he put the plate in his chest.
Yes, it did. Well, then also though, Burton's 1989 Batman did it best with the fucking buffet tray under the shirt.
This has been done a lot.
You want to get crazy?
You want to get nuts?
Sorry, you want to get nuts?
And he had us. Lights out! Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
But there's one more twist. We're not quite done.
Right, because when you think they won,
and it sucks.
Maggie Gyllenhaal calls in and literally says,
"Oh God, we're still going."
John, listen. This isn't over yet.
Oh, here it is.
Why can't it be? Yeah. Can it just be over?
This last twist, it was just painful. It was like, come on, like they're just extending it. It was over. And
nobody wants any more of this.
And what like, is the last twist? Did any of you understand it?
Twist? No, but
okay. Well, none of us understand. Steve, give us something.
Isn't what she explains basically that like the dude who's now been sworn in as president like orchestrated all of this?
They come up with a thing basically that the guy needed. They were trying to launch the missiles. He needed his hand, but she's like, "How did he know the codes?"
Yeah.
They got the president's handprints, but how did he know the codes to put in?
Yeah. So basically, at two different times in the film, someone gets sworn in as president, and every time that happens, the launch codes have to change so that the last person's codes won't work anymore.
Yeah.
So she's able to surmise that James Woods' character would only have had working launch codes if they were given to him by the guy who just got sworn in as president.
Which makes sense, but they did it pretty shitty, or they didn't explain it well.
But they also really muddy the waters in terms of everybody's reasoning even further. Because this guy states that his primary MO is stopping Obama, so to speak, stopping Obama's plan to remove American military bases from the Middle East. But that doesn't explain why they're launching missiles at all these other places. And it also doesn't explain what that has to do with James Woods' character trying to get revenge for his dead son. So it's just like, all you've done here is unnecessarily throw another person with another reason for no reason into this situation.
Into this movie that should have ended already?
Right? Like, yeah, this was an unnecessary... Like, it didn't really make sense to begin with. Like, why is this dude nuking other countries to get revenge for his dead son? But now you've thrown, like, a presidential conspiracy to keep military bases open. And no, it's too much. Sorry, fuck off.
You've just Phantom Menaced.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Channing Tatum confronts him.
It's ultimately about a trade war.
And tells them they figured it out. And then when he's kind of cocky about it, the real president shows up, where he's like, "I'm alive because of the watch.
I'm alive, bitch."
Yeah. He just kind of shows up, and they're like, "Arrest that traitor," and then thank God this is finally fucking it.
And well, the president says to Kale like he's about to get on a chopper, and he's like, "Come on, I need my number one Secret Service guy." Like he's been trying to get in like the real Secret Service like for a long time. Like in the beginning, he had some interview.
You earned your way in, kid.
Yeah, and like I mean, we all called that too. Like he's gonna get the respect at the end, and.
So one thing I always thought was funny is I saw this comment once where someone was making fun of War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise and how the whole movie is about him reconnecting with his son, and all it took was like an alien invasion. So this is very similar. It's like, oh, look, Channing Tatum reconnected with his daughter and he got his job. All it took was like the White House being taken over and all these people dying.
That was a flawed production, but I have mostly pretty good things to say about that version of World War II. I would watch that movie 100 times before I'd ever sit through this piece of shit again.
I actually did like that movie.
Right?
But same thing. It's like, oh, look, he finally reconnected with his daughter. All it took was this huge fucking disaster to reconnect with his teenage daughter.
And it goes on for like a few more minutes, and they get on the chopper, and like Maggie Gyllenhaal's like, the word came in, President. And she like starts naming off all these countries. Like they all agreed. It basically like world peace was achieved.
Why do we need the agreement of other countries to remove our bases?
I don't know what the fuck. They're just trying to say like at the end of the day,
he won.
We saved the world.
This is like
not just the White House.
It's like the Trade Federation thing in Phantom Menace. No one gives a shit. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. It doesn't matter they're blockading the planet because of trade.
I don't want to see that. I want Jar Jar.
Yeah, Jar Jar's really what you want to get to.
Jar Jar's revenge.
That movie had a pod race in Darth Sidious. Like
Darth Sidious.
Or no, Darth Maul, I mean.
Darth Maul.
Well, I mean, Darth Sidious is in it too.
But in it too, yeah, but I was thinking Maul,
anything.
right?
Yeah.
Darth Maul sucked.
Darth Maul would have been awesome if he lasted more than that one fight.
Like, he just died. He didn't do anything.
The two swords, like, he should have...
He killed Liam Neeson, bro.
He killed Qui-Gon, and then Obi gets him. Obi-Wan, he should have ended in a stalemate. He should have come back, like, in 3. But, whatever.
That is neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Alan, what is your rating of White House Down?
My rating is 1 out of 10 presidents.
Yeah.
I really want to give it a 0, but 0 is probably for like the absolute bottom, most worst things ever. This was very close. I'm only giving it a 1 because it was a movie. I mean, it was like...
Right.
It was well lit.
Yeah, it was well lit. The story didn't make sense. The acting wasn't great. The movie dragged. It was predictable. It was cliche. Nothing about it stood out. There was nothing cool about it. The CGI was terrible. The fight scenes weren't memorable. I mean, we all knew what this was from before we even watched it. You guys were dreading it.
You knew what this was.
You knew what this was. It was awful. It was
you know what it is, bitch.
Not entertaining. I mean... This is like a movie you put on in the background when you're doing something else, and it's just kind of streaming on Netflix.
Not even that.
Not even that. Yeah, so 1 out of 10 just to be nice.
Okay. I am going to give this I'm going to go with the school rating system. I'm going to give it an F.
Okay.
This movie does not pass the fucking test, my friend. This movie is a failure. Now, financially made money. Maybe some people like it. I'm sure some people are sitting somewhere in a rehab and watching it right now. And you know what? Good luck, guys. I hope you get clean. But this fucking movie sucks.
Not going to help you.
I do not like bland movies like this. I don't like the middle of the road, like, can take it or leave it, like, middling action movies. I don't see them. I don't like them. It's boring. They're too long. Roland Emmerich movies just are generally pretty bad. I don't like it. I mean, it's not, it doesn't have anything that's appealing. It's like exactly what you think. You think White House Down. This movie is exactly that. There's a guy, he's got a kid, the president's in there, the president's got to get a gun and they got to fight off these guys. You know what this movie is. You don't have to see it. Ever. Don't ever watch it. Steve, what's your rating?
God. I'm going to give this movie 2 out of 10 cases of the stomach flu. Because no matter how good it is, it's still the stomach flu and you don't want it. You know, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'll give any movie at least a 1 just for getting successfully made and released, because that's an accomplishment even if the final product is a piece of garbage, and this is. So I'll give it a 1 on the basis of that, and I'll go as high as a 2 because I have seen movies with worse acting and production value than this. So technically it's not the bottom of the rung, but that's about as positive as I'd get about it. It is drawn out. It's boring. It's poorly written. The story is non sequitur. Very little of it really makes any sense. A lot of it goes unexplained. None of the characters are sympathetic. There are none of the effects are special, even if they were special effects. You know, like it's just, It's just generally a disinteresting piece of shit, and I'm glad I didn't buy a ticket to see it in the theater. So thank you guys for forcing me to watch a movie I never thought I'd sit through.
No problem.
Right.
Don't include me in that sentiment.
One more quick thing. I think I could summarize this. I just thought, like, I felt like it just had nothing of value. Like, I got nothing stood out. Like, what did it provide?
It wasn't even entertaining.
There was no entertaining. There was no cool scene. Like, some movies like, oh, that was a cool scene.
And I'll give movies extra points on the basis of just that. If I can say it was a piece of garbage, but at least it was really entertaining, I'll give it extra points on the basis of that. Like, but this was neither.
Like, it
I
provided
liked
nothing.
the way the two big bads died.
Yeah.
But everything that surrounded it was too poor for me to really take that into account.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that, the whole ending scene where the fight and all that, it's like really bad, really bad, really bad. Oh, that's a kind of a cool way to kill them. Really bad, really bad. Yeah. So, I don't like it.
All right. Well, you guys are welcome.
Fucking Ghostbusters. God damn it.
That's right. So next time we're reviewing Ghostbusters, but not just any Ghostbusters. Steve's personal favorite of the three Ghostbusters.
Dare you.
The 2016 all-female Ghostbusters.
Tune in next week for what kind of misogynistic comments we're going to make.
I know I am not one of those guys. I swear to God, I'm not an incel. My dislike of that film has nothing to do with the fact that women are in it.
Sure, you piece of shit.
Right?
Who'd you vote for?
But I hate it because they're
Who'd you
female.
vote for?
Henry Woman Beater. And his vice presidential candidate, Mr. Manley.
Cis white male man.
Hates all female Ghostbusters.
Oh my God. That's like a Pee-wee's Playhouse character from a really warped alternate universe. Oh, fuck.
All right, if you guys want to write in, you can email us at bigdumbmovie@gmail.com. You can also submit us a request. Leave us some nice comments on YouTube. As you can see, some people just talk shit and it's not cool. Leave us a thumbs up on YouTube. Our Instagram is Big Dumb Movie Podcast, no spaces, no underscores. You can follow us there. We post memes. They're pretty good.
You know you want to praise me.
Make Steve feel better.
Right about myself. I'm very depressed.
If you know any good therapists, you can discreetly send me their number and I'll make sure that Steve goes and sees them. How's that sound?
God, I need some help.
All right, guys. Thank you.
See ya.
We'll see you next time. We love you.
Good night.
Using one of your vetoes on something you already have in the hat.
He was that desperate.
I was
to
that
get to this.
desperate.
You
because
really
I'm,
wanted
I'm
this,
going
huh?
for the long term because now that we knock this out, once we get Olympus Has Fallen, then the plan is complete. I wanted to knock this one out to get to the grand plan. We got to get that second one.
Why he's convinced that one will be better? I just don't understand.
That's a very good point.
Right?
Like, it's not going to be better. It's just going to be like
The same shit.
the same or worse. Actually, how can it be worse?
Because it has Gerard
Don't
Butler.
say that. Oh yeah, Gerard Butler's been in some flaming hot garbage.
Has he ever been in a good movie in his whole
300?
life?
300 was okay.
No, not very good.
Oh.
No, 300 was cool.
Nah.
You didn't like 300?
Nope.
Really?
Nope. It's lame.
Well, you're wrong about that, but still.
Yeah, dude.
Uh,
Spartans, dude.
Lame.
But pretty much, yeah. That's.
I mean, it's historically accurate, but it's lame.
it's not even really historically accurate. Fucking.
So wait, yeah. What other shit has he been in? Wasn't he in that like? He's been like a lot of rom-coms.
He's been in some rom-coms.
Was that one gamer?
Oh, it's
That was
Ludacris.
Oh my god!
Real
I
piece
heard
of
that
shit.
was real bad.
Yeah.
I saw that and I already forgot about
Was
it.
he in the remake of Death Race?
No, that was Kurt Russell.
No, you're thinking of the Quentin
You're
Tarantino one.
thinking of
Well, which one? What is that?
Death Proof?
Yeah, you're
that's
thinking of
the one
Death
I'm
Proof.
thinking
Death
of.
Race is a different one.
Which one's Death Race?
I feel like he
Oh,
would
no, that
be in
was-
Death Race. I don't know for sure.
No, that was
Right.
Jason Statham.
I feel like I can
Yeah.
cast that movie in my head. Danny Trejo's probably in it.
Jason Statham.
James.
But I swear Gerard Butler's in it too.
No, he's not in that one, dude.